In Texas, a company called Emotech has developed a variety of new weapons like the chain-fed machine gun, the Claymore landmines, and the barbecue flamethrower. This has made them the leading innovator in the industry. Desmond is a very lazy Emotech employee who always arrives late. Today he's also forgotten his badge, so the guard won't let him pass. Now Desmond has to fill out all the paperwork again to get a new badge that finally allows him to enter the building. He runs through the reception and an alarm reminds him he must leave his phone at the front desk. In the elevator he bumps into Samantha, who mocks him for always being late and gifts him a watch. Then Desmond sneaks around so he can reach his desk without being seen by his boss Adam. Instead of working though, he starts playing a video game. At that moment Adam calls him to his office and the secretary Helen very slowly walks to the door to let Desmond in. Adam scolds him for being late and informs him that Emotech will be merging with another company. Adam needs Desmond to finish his report by the end of the week or he'll be fired. When Desmond returns to his desk, Lentworth tells him that the other company has already fired half of their accounting staff, so Emotech will probably fire lots of people too. Morad shares that one of their co-workers was already fired last night, but Desmond thinks they worry too much. Regional manager Marcus overhears and makes fun of them, even making racist comments about Morad. He's happy because the merging will probably get him a promotion, and the others point out it's only because he's the owner's nephew. At that moment Lentworth is called to the manager's office, and Desmond finally starts his report. However, he's interrupted by a call asking him to go to the lab. On his way there, Desmond remembers the rules to survive at the office. Always carry a clipboard to look busy and answer questions with technical language to throw the person off. When Bob throws Desmond a ball and asks for inspiration for slogans, Desmond says something really dumb so they won't ask again. In the lab, Nicholas asks about the pieces he needs for his robot and Desmond pretends he's working on the order while remembering another rule: the one processing orders is in power. After reminding Desmond that he asked for those pieces months ago, a frustrated Nicholas tests a new weapon on a dead pig and the blood splashes on Desmond. At that moment another scientist calls Nicholas to discuss something important. Desmond carefully sneaks around and loses his paperwork on purpose by throwing it in the trash. He overhears the scientists talking about some experiment that isn't ready and they close the door when they see him. Afterward Desmond hides in the closet to smoke with Ralph and Lentworth, who has just been fired. When Desmond returns to his desk he follows his last rule: use office hours to work on your own stuff. The video game he plays is his own creation and he hopes to sell it one day. Desmond is still bored though, so he tries to prank call Morad, who can tell it's him. Then Desmond tries to order pizza, but the phones are blocked so employees can't make outgoing calls. Morad complains about Desmond bothering and not letting him work, and he suspects that the only reason why Desmond stays in the company is Samantha. Desmond denies it and changes the subject. Suddenly all the employees are called to the conference hall. Company owner Franklin tells them about their newest product, an energy drink called Zolt. Desmond isn't paying attention because he keeps staring at Samantha, who is sitting next to another guy. Jealousy takes over and Desmond decides to leave the conference to finish his report. The rest of the employees get free cans of Zolt. At home, Desmond tries to ignore his lazy roommates so he can work on his report. However, seeing his dog in a costume changes his mind. The group goes outside and pretends they're in Mario Kart by racing on shopping carts. The next morning Desmond wakes up on his desk and confirms he finished his report, but it is almost 2,000 mistakes. At the office, Desmond realizes that he forgot his badge again, but thankfully the guard isn't around. At the same time one of the scientists arrives, however he drives away when he sees Desmond. As he rushes through the front desk, Desmond drops his phone and assumes the guard is asleep, not noticing the mug stabbing the back of his head. In fact, Desmond is in such a hurry that he runs to his desk without seeing any of the bloodstains on the walls and desks or the bodies on the floor. At that moment Adam calls him to his office, so Desmond prints the report with all the mistakes. Adam keeps sharpening pencils while repeating nonsense and Desmond notices he's been drinking Zolt. When he looks around, he's shocked to discover a dead employee on the floor with multiple pencils on his back. Adam explains he killed him because he wasn't a good worker and made too many spelling mistakes. Then he checks Desmond's report and the first page has enough errors to make him furious. Adam's veins get dark as he announces that Desmond is fired and throws him through the door. The other employees also have dark veins and together with Adam, they start chasing Desmond, so he runs to hide in a cubicle and asks Carter for help. Carter tells him off and keeps drinking Zolt while working. When Desmond tries to leave he accidentally trips on the cables, disconnecting the computer. Carter freaks out because he didn't save his work and throws the monitor at Desmond, who dodges it before he's grabbed by the neck and thrown as well. Desmond throws a trash can at Carter to make him fall and when Carter looks up, he has thumbtacks stuck in his face. A furious Carter makes a very impressive jump to capture Desmond and pushes him against the wall to start choking him. Desmond hits him with a clipboard and they both fall, causing Carter to die when his neck is impaled on the clipboard. After covering the body with a jacket, Desmond tries to call 911 but the company operator reminds him that employees aren't allowed to make personal calls. Her Zolt drinking coworker suddenly snaps and hits her, so the call abruptly ends. Desmond then gets a clipboard and starts walking around the office looking busy while his coworkers keep attacking each other all over the place. The marketing team is playing with a man's head today and Bob throws it at Desmond, once again asking for ideas. Desmond gives them something very basic so they'll leave him alone and rushes down the stairs. At that moment his watch alarm rings and he remembers Samantha, so he runs to her office instead. Since she has her earbuds on, she hasn't heard the chaos. Desmond tells her they need to leave, only for Samantha to snap at him as her veins get black. Then Desmond notices a can of Zolt on the desk and Samantha tries to drink more, so Desmond tries to take the can away. Samantha pulls at the same time, causing the Zolt to spill. A furious Samantha punches Desmond in the groin and throws him on the floor before turning normal without a memory of her outburst. Desmond insists they need to leave and accidentally breaks a picture frame as he stands up, angering Samantha again. She jumps on him and smashes him against the furniture before throwing him on the desk. As she climbs on him to get naughty, Desmond grabs a book to knock her out. When Samantha wakes up, she discovers that Desmond has tied her to a dolly with tape. She doesn't remember anything and swears she's fine, but Desmond refuses to untie her and carefully pushes the dolly down the stairs while she yells at him. At that moment people appear on the stairs, so Desmond drags Samantha to the storage room to hide. In the main office, Adam is gathering the marketing team to make them join his mob. Samantha screams and Desmond covers her mouth, but it's too late. Morad jumps on him and a fight ensues. After some struggle, Adam corners him against the furniture and asks him if he's drunk Zolt, but Morad explains he hasn't because he's fasting for a religious holiday. Samantha keeps making noises and bites Desmond's hand, so Morad thinks they should kill her. Meanwhile Bob is arguing with Adam because the marketing team doesn't want someone from accounting as their leader. Bob lists all the cool things his team has done for the company and throws an empty can at Adam, telling him to recycle it. Adam makes a ninja star out of the can and throws it at Bob to decapitate him. Then he makes the marketing team kill the 2 employees who created the ad campaign he hated. After Adam and his mob are gone, Adam's group comes out and tries to take the stairs, only to find people brutally killing each other. When they open the elevator doors, they watch the elevator fall at great speed until it crashes. Next they try the vents, but the dolly doesn't fit. Then they hide in an office and are startled by the janitor's dead body. A desperate Desmond wants to escape through the window and throws a printer to break the glass, but that only activates the security system. Now the whole building is sealed with metal panels. Samantha and Morad scold Desmond for not reading the employee manual and explain that only top management has the code to reopen the seal. This means they'll have to cross several floors to make it to the top. The trio moves quickly through the corridors while avoiding all the crazy coworkers that keep attacking and killing each other. To go unnoticed, the group keeps yelling things that make them mad. Eventually they reach the top floor and find Helen, who doesn't move fast even after drinking Zolt. Desmond brings her down by hitting her with a vase, and while the group discusses what to do, her body disappears. Suddenly Helen jumps on Morad from behind and he freaks out, moving around until he hits her face on the wall. Helen collapses and the group keeps moving. In the Human Resources Department, the employees are killing a worker for sending an email with emoticons. Once the person is dead, they go back to work. Lentworth suddenly appears asking for his check and drops his box of personal belongings in shock when he sees the body on the floor. The noise angers the employees, who corner him against the wall. Desmond runs to his boss's office and pretends to be Adam on the speakers, telling the Human Resources Department that they're needed in the conference room. The angry crowd almost leaves, but Desmond invents a bunch of lingo and they can tell it's a lie, so they want to go after him. Samantha comes out of hiding and starts sharing all the gossip she knows about this department, causing them to turn against each other. Afterward, Desmond's group moves to the office with the most dangerous employees, the sales representatives. The manager's door is behind them, so the group will have to fight them. First they go looking for weapons in the supplies closet and transform a bunch of random objects into useful protection. Samantha points out they'll need as many hands as possible and convinces them to untie her, saying that if she loses her mind she gives them permission to end her. Then Desmond asks the salesman to let them reach the door without fighting, but the guys go crazy and immediately attack. A vicious fight begins and the heroes have no choice but to kill some of their co-workers to survive the battle. Parts of the ceiling and lots of furniture are destroyed, large quantities of blood are spilled, and men keep falling dead in every corner. Suddenly a healthy guy pretending to be crazy tackles Desmond and tells him they need to escape, but Morad kills him without realizing he's innocent. Once the battle is over, Samantha is feeling weak, so Desmond has to help her walk. They finally make it to the locked door of the top office where Franklin is hiding with the managers. After seeing Samantha throw up on the security camera, Franklin refuses to open the door. At that moment the janitor comes out and leaves it open, so the heroes can go inside anyway. In the office, the group confronts Franklin about Zolt. He explains it was created as an energy drink to keep soldiers alert and productive, but the first batch went wrong. The scientists have been angry with the company lately, so they fed the bad drinks to the employees as revenge. Franklin plans to wait until all the workers have killed each other. Desmond gets furious because he wants to save Samantha, whose condition is getting worse. Franklin tells him that the only one who can make an antidote is Nicholas because he created the drink. At that moment Adam and his mob appear outside and ask Franklin to turn off the security system. Franklin refuses and isn't afraid of them because the doors are made of steel. However, Adam notices that the walls are made of wood and the mob starts destroying them. Desmond wants to move the furniture to block them, but he can't do it alone. Morad is ready to give up, so Desmond gives him a speech about friendship and convinces him to help. Next, Desmond asks Lentworth, who has started to drink Zolt to keep his job. While Desmond chases him around the room, the managers rush to move the furniture to cover the holes to no avail. Lentworth almost attacks Desmond, but he realizes what he's doing and runs to meet the mob instead, saying he's one of them. However, they receive him by hitting him with an axe, instantly killing him. Once the hole is big enough, the mob starts getting in, so Desmond and Morad run to hide with Samantha in the other room. Franklin pulls out his shotgun and starts killing workers, but there are too many of them to fight alone, so he runs to the other room too while the managers get killed. The mob immediately follows him, so Franklin shoots them as they cross the door, but one of them still manages to tackle him and Desmond has to rescue him. An employee then tries to choke Desmond, so Franklin shoots him down. This distraction allows Adam to get close enough to cut Franklin's hand off with an axe. As Franklin collapses, Adam takes his gun too and blows his head up. Now he wants the mob to kill the heroes too, so Desmond says they'll quit if he lets them go. Adam refuses, revealing he wants to conquer the whole world and not just the company. After Adam leaves the room with most of the mob, Desmond grabs the gun and shoots a bowl full of bullets, creating an explosion that brings down the remaining enemies. Suddenly Samantha collapses and her veins start getting dark. She explains she doesn't feel well and asks Desmond to end her before passing out. Using Franklin's fingertip, Adam finally lifts the security on the building. Then he makes the mob gather all the weapons they can find in the warehouse because the next step is total saturation of all markets. The boys take Samantha to the lab and find Nicholas, who gets punched by Desmond. Nicholas explains it was the other scientist who sent the drinks to the employees and reveals the experiment went bad because Desmond didn't make the order in time. Then he scans Samantha's brain and confirms she can recover because she didn't drink much, but everyone else is a lost cause. Samantha needs the antidote in the next 30 minutes or her brain will fail as well, and the chemical Nicholas needs is in the warehouse with all the crazy people. Desmond and Morad remember there's a company museum and proceed to destroy a bunch of exhibitions to get some weapons. Then they sneak into the warehouse, where Ralph accidentally drops a bunch of Zolt cans. Adam doesn't accept mistakes and makes the mob kill Ralph, calling him the weakest link. The duo watches everything without realizing they're appearing on the security cameras. As soon as Adam sees them, he sends the mob after them. Desmond throws out a couple of mines, but they're too obvious and everyone just dodges them. Morad then activates a flamethrower and furiously burns a few co-workers down, making the rest of the group back off. Unfortunately, the flamethrower runs out of fuel, so Morad and Desmond have to run away as the mob chases them. The chaos causes some Zolt cans to fall from the shelves and some employees stop to drink, so the duo uses the distraction to come out. Morad pushes a cart carrying Desmond, who opens fire at their enemies with all the weapons from the museum. The constant movement allows him to shoot quickly and get people from all angles. Soon all the enemies are down and the corridor is clear. The guys can now finally get the chemical from a box. At that moment, Adam appears in a battle suit designed by the company and shoots at the shelves to make Desmond fall. The duo runs to hide behind the shelves while Adam continues to fire, destroying several boxes with important products. Desmond checks a fallen box and finds more weapons, so he gives the chemical to Morad and tells him to take it to Nicholas while he distracts Adam. While Desmond yells at Adam to keep his attention, Morad tries to run out but is brought down by Marcus, who is also drunk Zolt. Marcus starts beating Morad up while saying many racist things, and in the struggle he drops his keys. Morad grabs them to stab Marcus in the leg, then he hits them with a wooden plank and finishes him with a punch. All his bottled up anger finally comes out and Morad screams in a very creepy way, so when more employees show up they don't dare attack and Morad gets to run away. Adam makes the new arrivals search the warehouse too. Desmond continues to sneak around while yelling all the wrong things he's done at the office since he was hired, taunting Adam until he has him in a corner. Unfortunately, Desmond's gun doesn't work and he has to dodge Adam's attack. The angry mob also comes for him and Desmond finally manages to activate the gun, so he shoots them down before running. When Desmond's about to reach the exit, a man tackles him and captures him. Adam approaches them to get his victory, but his suit is running out of power. He then rips Marcus' arm off and inserts it into the suit to use as fuel. Now Adam gets ready to shoot Desmond, however a healthy Samantha shows up and shoots a rocket to bring him down first. Adam's suit is still working, so the heroes decide to run. As they wander through the corridors, Morad sets up a bunch of explosives on the walls. Adam soon shows up and chases them to the museum, where Desmond activates the detonators. To his surprise, nothing happens, and Samantha realizes the boys installed the bombs but didn't connect them to the detonators. Then Desmond throws his last mine before the trio runs outside. Adam doesn't see it because of the suit and steps on it, causing a huge explosion that kills him and sets the whole building on fire. While the police and the firemen finally arrive, Morad relieves himself and Desmond and Samantha kiss. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this.